misplay by waiting around mid as long as he did, trying to get that gank mid that Pack ended up walking away from.
Yeah, I felt like we fell apart around the 4.5 minute mark. Folks weren't paying attention to where jungle tracking was at. We had some picks in bot, right? And then we just had some other things that they got control of the jungle, could never really get it back. And then it just became a snowball from there. There's not much I can do to push multiple of them out. They have so much CC that when we don't have vision, you're just dead when you get caught.
Yep.
And we weren't getting vision in the right places. There was a spot where, there's a little bit of miscommunication. I'd said I was going to play an award, and Icy thought he needed to play an award. They caught us out in bottom lane, right? And then I made the incorrect decision of following around to try to do something about it, and I died for it. So, no, we got some things to shore up. I think, the first, 4.5 minutes, 5 minutes, it went pretty even. And then once the jungle kind of got collapsed in, we never got vision back. Amumu knew where I was at all the time. Like, they had wards on all my jungle camps. I felt I'm going to go back and watch, but there's some pretty good ward placement from the team and support there, so they had good tracking of me. I got picked out at some camps I thought I should have probably been safe at, based on when I cleared them. But no, it's one of those. We'll go back, watch it. Vision was really poor on our side. That's one thing that lost us the game there, I think, is just not seeing them as they come in.
Right.
But no, great draft by them.
Yep. That's one thing that I pointed out, post game with Spliff, was that they had vision as far up as your inhibitor area, like your home base. Like, they could see you coming clean out of the clean out of the base.
And that's because they had all the early kills, right? Like, every time they killed, they pushed in and put vision, which I knew, right, was trying to dance around some of that. But I got starved out, I got behind. Me and Sloth were even there as we went into the first scuttle, even though he took that one scuttle crab for me because I made a bad decision on my pathing. And then I think, to the point you made, he overstayed mid. Like, I felt like from a jungle clear perspective, we were pretty even going into that, the later part of that early game. And then it just kind of fell apart once we got there. Their comp had a lot. Their draft was great, right? Their draft was awesome. They had great engage, solid engage tanks. I wasn't enough of a front line. And one thing I got to do while we're doing this is I've got to get Blitz off of my wife's computer. I had set up runes or at least make sure I've got my thing set. I'd set up for Aftershock and to go a more tanky build. Blitz gave me the freaking phase rush build, so I lost out on some of that tankiness that I was hoping to bring in through the runes.
Right.
But, it's the more standard build. You go the phase rush, you go Demotic into Leandry's burn, but it just wasn't enough frontline. There were some picks I haven't seen them, but, they had a coach with them in lobby, so obviously they've been talking to somebody to get around some of their normal picks. You don't normally see Sloth on the Amumu, right? So they obviously are getting some coaching, which is what we want to see happen here, and make that go. So from a draft perspective, a little bit different look than I was expecting out of them.
Yeah, I'm not used to that much frontline with.
They never draft that way,
CC.
right? Yeah, they never draft that way. It's normally that CC's coming from top lane on the Ornn or the Gnar, right, with the Bard or the Rakan bringing it. That's usually more carry oriented, which is why I took the Nidalee away. We've seen the Diana, like the things we've seen. So they did a great job drafting. I think we got out drafted a little bit there too, but that got taken a little further just by by those early kills we gave up. All right, so we have a pro drafts here.
I am sitting in spectate.
And I would have never in a million years placed Mars on Annie. Like, that's just never a champion I thought he would have picked up, right? Like, from all the games I played with Mars, never would ban it for Annie, which is why I'm saying I think, the coach has done a good job for him, helped him build some team comps that are really solid. Annie's really strong right now. She's been seeing play, even, support. And then, she definitely got some strengths up there. The CC was nice. It's a good, safe mid laner, honestly, especially in our elos. I think, congrats to, Twinkies Angels, super strong changes even in the weeks we've seen going, which is exactly why we have this league put together. And I think, great job by them. So we'll have some work to do from a kind of a draft perspective. I think one thing is we do have folks on our team in off roles, so we're trying to kind of play around the roles that champion pools we have available. Makes it a little difficult. The champions I wanted to pick for jungle, I did not want to play Maokai that game, and it's why I had my team let me take the last pick. I really wanted to see if they continue to add on to that front line. When they picked up the Ornn, that made me really sad.
Right.
That's not what I wanted to see coming out of there. I don't play a lot of junglers that are gonna offer. I mean, the Sejuani was still up, but that's just not. I don't know. I felt like having the Maokai ult to provide the disengage for my team when they tried to come in with the Ornn ult or something like that was better than me missing a Sejuani ultimate as we go over the top of that. But I'm going to go back and watch it. I think there are some things that, I don't know where we draft differently there based on. We had a game plan we wanted to go on. I like the Varus pick into that. I thought it was fine. But we had a lot of immobile champions and they had a ton of CC. Not as much peel as we needed. So
yeah, and like I said, that the layerable CC out of that comp is, without mobility, it becomes a real problem.
Yeah,
especially mid late game when you got Annie dropping bombs with timbers.
Yeah, so I'll be curious to see how the rest of this goes with from this game and as we go into next week. Because I think, as if teams are starting to kind of change from those comfort picks and actually, looking to grab those things that are more meta and what's there, definitely some different picks and bans are going to be coming out from what we've seen, which is great. Again, that's exactly what we're looking for out of the league, right? We're here so we can all keep climbing. It's been great. Everybody's been grinding. I don't know if you pay attention to Discord or not, but there's that League Anonymous channel, and you can watch everybody's LP gains. Everybody's been putting in the work and climbing, so it's awesome to see that. So, I'm glad that's the conversation we're having. I think last time it was a pretty stale meta, right? It was the same champions kind of coming around. They weren't necessarily falling into the meta, and so it's nice to see. It's nice to see us evolve in week 5 from where we started in week 1.
Right. So as we move into this game, we see the Amumu and Fiora bans against the High Geologist, and we see the expected Draven Seraphine ban bot lane. I don't think we'll ever see that matchup again as long as those two are playing for the Orange Ducks. What do you say?
I think it's because teams just don't know how to deal with the matchup, right? As a support main, so that's what I'm in the jungle, but I'm a support main. You can deal with a Draven if you have the right comms with your ADC. You just can't give up those early kills, and you have to make sure that you are willing to play a little weak side if you're going to try to get someone else ahead, or if your jungle's going to help, making sure you have enough life there to help in those trades. Right. So, and I think one thing that I think we're going to see as this league continues to go, especially with what we saw today, teams are going to mature to the point they can handle those matchups. I think right now, for those of us who are playing and not enough games or in off roles, we just can't handle those matchups. So I think we'll see that until maybe those folks find the right champion matchup or get the right champion added to the pool. But I think right now that's just the biggest thing is it's a very hard matchup. Once it gets out of hand, you kind of lose what's going on there.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And just to allude to what you said about climbing and the whole nine, growth isn't comfortable.
Right.
Change is only facilitated from becoming uncomfortable. So by being put into these situations in the matchups that you might not know how to play around or that are not favorable to you, that's a chance for everybody in the league to grow.
Right. Well, and this is a perfect example of why, you can ban Seraphine Draven, but now you gave him Samira Leona, right? Which is another super comfortable pick. And I would much rather deal with a Draven and an Enchanter support than I would, if that's what they take here.
Oh, no.
Wow. So I would, honestly, if that's Spliff and team, you have to ban that Leona, I feel. I don't know what else engage. Leo, he could go Rel. I don't know if Monster plays Rel. You can still go Nautilus, right? I think we've seen the Nautilus from Monster as well. But the Samira in my mind, I find a little bit harder ones that to deal with just with the kit that's there than a Draven. Samira is a little more slippery. Has her own wind wall to block some of those abilities. But
right. Well, I mean, they could ban the Leona if they want to right now, but I could see maybe even a Lux or a Morgana coming out as a possible complement to the Samira. You still have a lot of lockdown champs available. I would definitely think that we ban the Leona here, given that it was shown. There it is. But
And I say that, but there's also an argument, right? If you know that's what they're thinking, you could just give it to them. And then you've got the Lulu Nyla, right? Lulu's very strong right now. You have to hope you can protect, and Nyla's got some dashes of her own, and maybe just focus the jungle or something that matters more here, right? I don't know if that Mordekaiser's going jungle or top. That's where I don't know. You don't have to protect mid. That's already gone. So I could have seen throwing a ban maybe jungle or top instead. That might be a little more worthwhile, because if you're willing to give up Samira, you should also be practicing against the support Samira is going to be good with. So you could.
I think that Mordekaiser's going top. I'm not saying that it's outside of Fulcrum's champion pool, but it's just not his play style. I don't think from what we've seen. Could totally be wrong here, and 9 chances out of 10, I am wrong. But I don't see it going jungle. I see it going top.
So high geologists elect to kind of ban here to protect bot, I guess, from these engaged champs. So when we look, you still have an Alistar available, which I think Monster can play. They're going to go ahead and ban the Rakan? Okay, I was going to say Rakan must be Troll Hover because they know it's Lulu. You still have Alistar, you still have Rel available as big tanky champ engages. You could also you could even take the Rakan that was hovered, go a little tankier build if you want something to help lock that down. So I think there's still a lot of good choices here for Orange Duck Gaming to take in that support slot that fit the role. I know Monster's been grinding a lot of games. I think he has a pretty decent sized champ pool, and it's available. I think the tools are still there to make the Samira work. You're not going to pick it if you can just get banned out of it.
Right.
It is interesting. I think Chloe's Scion is really clean and really strong. I'm going to look to see, again, it's a matter of, can the High Geologist allow Chloe time in the top lane with that Scion to just kind of drive home and push those towers.
Jungle. That's the Fulcrum safe comfort pick.
And I do like the Thresh pick here, and the reason why is you can pull that Sylas in now for those ganks. The Lantern, there's a lot of skill expression with Thresh as a support. And it's nice to see him coming back in to be played. I think it's a great pairing here while also providing a ton of utility to the team fight.
Right. No, I mean, they got a pretty stout front line. I've always been a fan of the Mordekaiser top lane pick because, late game you can take one out of a team fight. Even if you take it, if the opposing ADC is fed, you can take the opposing ADC, maybe die in jail, but give your team enough time to clean up the rest of their team, and then take that ADC out after popping out of the jail. So I mean, there's a lot of utility to Mordekaiser late game, and he does a boatload of damage himself. So I mean, it's overall one of my favorite top picks. I think it's pretty safe, but interested to see how this game plays out.
Well, and I made a face instantly, right, with the Quinn lock-in, and that was, Pro Drafts is a little buggy sometimes, and that was meant to be Udyr. So we're going to see Udyr in the jungle, which makes a lot more sense than Quinn jungle.
That makes me happy.
Yeah, so that'll be good for you. So it looks like we have a couple technical difficulties going on. One person's computer went down, so they're resetting that. And then we should be able to get the game kicked off.
Well, that will give me time to update my sheet.
So as we go into this, I think we know the Sylas jungle is still super strong, but that early clear is a little unhealthy, right? But once you get through that, you have the ability to just do so much. And I think from an ultimate perspective here, you have the Vigar ultimate, which is going to scale nicely. You've got the Scion ultimate, so you could get away if you need to, right? If you get in a bad situation, or you can be that engagement for your team. Udyr, do you just get is it the Phoenix form that's R? Is that what you get from?
Yep.
You get from Udyr, and then Nyla's ult. I haven't played the champion much, but I know it's like, isn't that like a pull in? Isn't it kind of like a Diana ultimate?
Yep, it's similar to Diana ult.
And then you have Lulu ult. So I mean, Sylas is an amazing pick here. I feel like all the ultimates are very usable by the team to help drive that forward, and see what happens. But I think both teams are going to have the ability to fight front to back. If they want, the Mordekaiser and Thresh can offer kind of a brawlery front line while that Scion provides a meat shield. But I'm going to be curious to see if, are they going to allow Chloe just more side lane and they go like a 1-4 or a 1-3-1 as we go into that mid to late game? on the side of High Geologist, or how we're going to see them want to take those team fights and utilize this Ion pick.
Right.
So we got a couple coming back into the rift here, and then we'll be able to kick off. Now, did I see Casey is back in the chat? Was it only 5 gallons, sir? Just, if you already said, I'm sorry, but I didn't get to catch up on chat. I didn't want to lose Stretch's beautiful shining face.
Our faces are currently not on the stream.
You can't join lobby. All right, I gotta create a new lobby for everybody. Seems like tonight's just provided us with a number of technical difficulties, but hey, we're still here. It happens. We're gonna keep plowing along. We're gonna have us a good game of League of Legends. Almost invited Twinkie. Sent the thing to you, sir. Oh, I'm in it. My wife doesn't have everybody foldered like I do. I'm not so sure what I did. All right, there we go. Now it looks like everybody's going to be able to get in. I'm not going to pull a Jack, Chloe. I don't believe in caster cursing. I wish the best of luck to everybody. There was no NAJ selected, so I don't feel like I can caster curse you guys. Okay, looks like we just gotta get Spliff and German here, and we're good to go. Maybe. Hopefully. So Stretch, on a side note, as these guys are loading in, we've talked about the draft kind of pretty hard, but did you watch any of MDI for World of Warcraft on the Mythic dungeon clears?
I did not. You were telling me about that.
You should check that out. The stuff's pretty impressive. It actually has me pretty hyped to want to drag you into that with me. Maybe that's where we go competitive, as we try to do the Mythic clears, but it's pretty insane to watch what those guys do.
I'm down. I'm down. That's kind of my wheelhouse. It's more my speed.
I did roll a Druid today as a second healer, so working on leveling the Druid, so I have that in the back pocket, but nice, I just can't get behind the Evoker. I don't like the Evoker play, but
I started a Hunter, believe it or not. The only class in the game that I have not played ever, and I know that that's a class near and dear to you.
Yep. It was where it all started. So
I am definitely having a good time with it. About level 30 right now, playing marksmanship because I don't like pets.
Oh, Beastmaster was where it was at, man. All the pets is the fun part. Like
the damage out of marksmanship is the fun part for me.
The damage with your pets in Beastmaster is fun. And it's like Pokemon. You gotta catch them all, man. Go get all the pets. You get cool stuff. All right, so here we go. Watching us go through, like, what are we doing? We should know our picks so we can just roll right through this. All right, so rolling through. So I do know Geologist had a sub today in mid lane. Morgan wasn't able to be here with us. So Germ's, Germ's been a true champion for the OSG League this season. He's filled in for a couple teams. Been there in the clutch. So Germ, just shout out.
Always good to see you, buddy.
Yep. Thanks for being there to help us keep these games plugging along. You're a hero. Playing the Veigar for us tonight.
Ignorant thrall.
I will say I've played a number of games with Spliff on Nyla. So Spliff and I have been hard grinding our ranked together when I am playing. So I'm trying a different approach this year. I'm playing a day and taking a day or two off just to make sure the mental stays strong. But I have seen him on the Nyla. It's been fun and enjoyable. I played with some different support matchups, so I'm going to be curious to see how it goes with Lulu, and then if he's going to try to talk me into actually playing Lulu with him. It's a champion I hate playing. I know she's strong, but the play style is not my favorite.
Right.
So curious to see how this goes for him there, but I know he's been putting in the games on the Nyla.
Oh, and that's Spliff. He's always he's putting in the work. He's always down to clown.
But we do have to help him though. He's chat restricted for 23 days. He's landed a few of those, so our boy does get a little heated in the moments, right? But he's playing on MrSpliffMonster. OSG Spliff is reformed, so at least on that account, he is not chat restricted to my knowledge. But on the normal Mr. Monster, he's out there just telling people how much he loves them and that they're great individuals and that he wishes the best for them. All right, so coming into this, I think I feel we're gonna see some pretty standard stuff in the beginning. Should see the 5-point open, right? I'm curious to see though, are we gonna see ODIIN try to invade Fulcrumm? Those early levels, right? Maybe meet him at the blue. I expect a 3 camp out of Silas, and if ODIIN's pathing that right, could meet him, maybe have that early fight. So curious to see if the teams are prepared for that, if they ward appropriately, or maybe how that first 2.5, 3 minutes in the jungle goes.
Yeah, and that's the thing. I mean, Orange Ducks has been pretty active out of the jungle early. I think that Fulcrum's going to be making some plays early, or at least trying to. It's going to be interesting to see what the high geologists do to try and counteract that, try to stifle Fulcrum's aggressive early jungling.
And I feel like I got to go back and look at the match history, but I feel like, has Fulcrum played a different jungle other than Silas? I feel like it's gone through every game.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think so.
So, as we look at it, teams have to be prepared for that as well. So, Fulcrum's definitely put in the work with Silas. So I think, it's one of those things that if you don't put him behind early, he's definitely going to be able to get into the groove and move through and see these good lane ganks. And he has solid lanes to set him up with CC as well, right? You've got Thresh in the bot side. Yasuo could provide a knockup. You come in with the E, they just don't get away. Veigar's kind of squishy if you can get around the cage, right? Mordekaiser, I feel like the Scion gank is probably not where you're going to go, right? That's a hard take, early at least. So, I would expect to see the action maybe go mid lane to bottom lane, depending on where Fulcrum wants to start his clear.
No, I 100% agree.
And I don't know. I think the priority, Silas, you start Q, right? In jungle, I'm actually gonna go watch some videos because it's a champion I'm considering about if I'm gonna jungle. Do I pick it up? I know that clears a little tough early, but just so strong later. But is it Q into E? Is that how that route goes with this? Because if so, you could look at a level 2 cheesy gank if things are something set up well. But I feel like you're probably just looking for that 3 camp level 3 come in for the safer gank.
Right. No, I don't. That's a good question. I don't play the jungler. Never have. I've never even even with my switch to mid as of late, haven't really played around with him in mid. It's kind of a completely new area as far as Silas goes. All right, and we have Team Foreskin for
I do like
Orange
seeing
Ducks.
the shoot, what is it? The Spirit Guard Udyr skin. That makes me happy. Oh, there we go.
Everybody knows that when you play Udyr, you're not Udyr.
I'm at 21
Definitely
seconds stretch just
Udyr.
to make sure we're synced up.
21.
28 now. 30 seconds.
Yeah, I'm about 28.
So I feel this is a little sloppy. No one from High Geologist covered that entry. We're going to see this early invade, and Spliff should get caught out here. No wards. Yeah, this is death early.
This is bad. That's
and
bad.
We talked about it, right? 5-point setup. I think that's one thing. They did the same thing to us when they played us, right? Like that was the takeaway that hey, we didn't secure that river entry. At least put a ward on it, right? So early kill going over to the Silas or to the Mordekaiser. Not great for Chloe to see that, but
I think Chloe can handle it. She's a strong top laner. If there's one lane where that goes, I think top lane it's a blessing in disguise for High Geologists. We've seen what Hãdës can do with the lead, even if it's just one kill.
Yep.
I think Chloe can handle that as long as top stays an island.
Yep. I do like to see Spliff held on to the flash. You're dead there, right? That's one of those times where you just save your summoners. You're not getting out of that one. You have no team support to go to. So I think good call to keep the summoners there.
Now we are just a tad bit ahead of the stream, Bevo.
Are we?
Yeah, we are just a tad bit ahead.
Okay. All right, I'll watch it off the stream. I've got it on the other monitor. So decent trading here between Irene and Germ, right? Yasuo getting that early level 2 on Germ, taking a lot of damage.
Good trade by Germ back in though. He's got to be careful here. Good sidestep.
That was a good trade.
Trade a Q.
What's chat showing? There we go.
Chloe plants safe top.
Yep, just gonna farm it up. This is one thing we were talking about in our game. Like, if you watch this, that threat, direct-to camera's gonna take us away because something was looking like it's gonna happen there. Bottom side, when you have that engaged support, right? Monster was in that brush and looking away. Great flash here. I think this is a good engage on their side. They're gonna go in. Exhaust does go down. They're turning it. Spliff wants it. Flash forward. Seems a little aggressive there. Thresher's gonna be able to look to re-engage here. You don't have that flash. They should back up now because the Thresh hook here should spell death, I think. But that trade went better than I thought it would.
No, that was a good play out of the bot lane. I think the flash was a little premature, but definitely a good trade. Put the Orange Ducks on their heels a little bit in the bot.
Yep. So potions all used on the side of both mid laners. Healing back up, farming. Jungle clear. Silas, Fulcrumm was able to clear that a little faster than ODIIN. We see ODIIN behind on the jungle score. Then Fulcrumm's able to go back and get that first buy. Looking to come back out on the map and make a play. Yeah, he's got to back that off there. There was a ward in the river that spotted ODIIN out there. See what the play is here. For as long as Odin is there, I feel like you should just call for the hover to help push that lane in, because now it's in a really bad spot, and Sylas is going to be able to counter that.
Right.
So they should have called for help there. I think, you know, and at this point here, if you're Strawberry, just run. The sacrificial.
You know something's up. You know something's up.
Well, that's one of those things, like, if we know Sylas just backed, he could see where Udyr was at and make that follow-up there, so it would have been good to just either have Udyr hover until that whole wave was pushed, so it would be a 3v3 no matter what, maybe discourage Sylas from coming down.
Right.
But, you know, that is another kill over to the side of Orange Duck Gaming. I'm trying to get the chat off the screen. I thought I had done that. There we go. If you look top, Chloe was down CS. She's evened it out against Pfeiffer. You know, Germ's down 20 CS mid lane. The Yasuo is pushing, but you know, if you're Germ, you just play safe, you scale, because eventually you're going to get to press that R and it's game over for somebody, right?
Yeah.
So just don't die, you know, farm your stacks, play it safe. You got a Scion that's going to scale, Veigar is going to scale. Just don't need a Yasuo getting out to an early lead.
We saw that out of Irene last time.
Yep.
They got to play. So you need to keep it under control.
Yep. Fulcrumm, still in the lead from a CS perspective in the jungle. Taking that top scuttle, or just shooting over, I guess. I don't know if scuttle's up there or not, since I don't want to mess with the camera, but...
Yep, scuttle is up, taking scuttle. I expect Orange Ducks to be making a play for this dragon pretty soon.
Oh, that was pretty clean. That's knowing where that'll put you. It didn't even stun him. Ultimate down out of Irene. Takes another hit here. There's the ignite. Flash should be good. I don't know. This is where I just back. You're tempting fate, I feel, but oh, now the Sylas is going to come in and help clean that up. Especially that Cage is down. They know they got safety. He's going to be able to just dive. This is a big wave. Yeah, that was good dive on the side of Orange Duck Gaming. Nice communication. Had him low, big wave pushing in. Should be a plate, maybe two. We're going to see what happens here. Odin's coming in. Does dodge that. He's still going, even though, oh, he flashes for it, but I don't know if he can handle both. Like the...
yeah, I don't think he takes that. It was close, but...
You were still trading one for one there, and we just talked about it, right? You don't want Yasuo, but I guess both kills go to Sylas. I think, you know, that's still not good. But at least for Germ, he doesn't have to deal with a 2-kill Yasuo right now.
Yeah.
And then I think we missed it. Did Mordekaiser? Oh no, Mordekaiser had the first blood. Sorry, Mordekaiser did have first blood on Spliff. So this was something that we talked about. Like I told my guys, when you know they have an engaged support, you're playing enchanters, like face checking that bush when they're gone is so deadly, right? And like the fact that this turned around for them is crazy to me.
Yeah,
but
that's
you walk up, like that's like that shouldn't have gone that way, right? Like if you're sitting there with the engage, like that's not something I expect to happen. Great work by Spliff and StrawberryWitch to turn that engage around,
yeah,
but you can't face check bushes like that.
They gotta be careful. They gotta know junglers,
right?
You know, headed down, like.
Because if that's the ward you want to place, you know, StrawberryWitch could walk in through the jungle side and throw it over the wall. You're safe there, right? If Thresh wants to come, sure, can bring friends that way, but you're at least not walking head into it. They have to react to you throwing that ward over, and you can kind of walk around that. Looks like we might see Fulcrum go down here. Polymorph was great from StrawberryWitch. Do they turn this here? Now, you know, great work here. We do have an ultimate on the side of Yasuo, and the bot lane's returning. He's going to look to pop up Spliff here. Spliff walks sideways.
Nice
Veigar's coming in behind.
Sidestep, huge sidestep.
That wasn't
huge Cage.
Oh, and there's the R we talked about, right?
Yep.
So now,
yep.
You know what? We went from high Geologist being down to Orange Duck Gaming, letting them right back into the game.
Yeah, 4-4, 15K flat. It's like the game just started.
So, you know, great work by both teams. We're seeing this come back around. That was, you know, huge for Spliff down there. He's walking away with 3 kills now after the way both those went. So,
I mean, we don't get to talk about Germ too much, but let's recognize the fact that that cage was fantastic.
The cage was fantastic, and let's also recognize that that ultimate came off as soon as he was down on the ground and Mr. Yasuo disappeared, right? Like, that was some important timing. So I think, you know, some very low health bars. You know, good work on the roam down, and nice work by Geologist to come back in here. I think if you're the Geologist, this is Dragon 1. You guys are late to the party. Just give it. No reason to throw a death here. It's the first Dragon. 10 minutes. Let it go. But they're gonna go. I don't like this call. Just especially, yeah, like
there's the box.
And the reason you let that go, like, so sure they get a kill here. They're gonna get 2. Does he kill the Samira back? I don't think so. Ultimate's down. It's just not worth it, right? Jungler and Spliff are now off the map. You're not gaining that experience. They're gonna be able to push the wave in, maybe get a plate off the Lulu, or look to dive the Lulu, right? Depending on how that fight goes. There's just a lot that could go wrong there for nothing. You could look to maybe move up to the Rift Herald, but definitely just give that away. You know, pick up the experience in lane, scale a little bit. That's one you can get back later. But
well, and that's something that I touched on in the first game was, you know, when you get that pick, you know, don't give it back.
Right.
Just take it, play safe. Yeah, I get it. It's an objective. It's Dragon, but it's first Dragon. It's nothing too big.
Yep.
You know, you could have went back to lane, got more CS lead, get a little bit more gold on the map.
100%. Well, look at the gold lead now. They're back out to 1,000 gold lead.
Yeah.
Over, you know, we went from even to 1,000 just because of a decision that, you know, everybody feels like that first Dragon's important, and it is, but you weren't there, right? If it mattered, you should have set up differently. Could have gone that way. Just let it go. Now they're also going to get Rift Herald because of it. So 2 objectives go down when you could have just jockeyed over the Rift Herald yourself,
right.
and kept that from happening. So, you know, this is going to turn into more than just a 1,000. You know, it's almost 2,000 gold lead now. By the time they use that Herald, they're still going to be able to get some plates off of it. I think, you know, if I'm Fulcrumm, I look to go mid. You want to let that Yasuo kind of get that wave crashed in, so he can start to make some more impact on these side lanes.
Chloe feeling froggy.
Yep. Going in on the fight.
Way to get in for that shield explosion.
These trades are going well after the engage. There's the Samara ultimate, but now Spliff is out of, nice work there by Hãdës and Monster to play that fight. It is a good back and forth. I think, you know, that early polymorph on the Samira, you probably want to hold that polymorph for when the Samira ultimate comes out, because that's really what messed that fight up. Let her dance around and stack up, and then when the ultimate comes out, morph her. I think there's a good engage by Spliff there early. But again, I don't know that, you know, that was a fight they were necessarily wanting to take. And just like that, we're up to 4K, a 3.5K gold lead.
Yep. That was unfortunate mid too. I don't really like the ult that early by Germ. I mean, you're getting a little bit of pressure, but you get caught by one tornado. Yasuo has ult, and you don't have anything to, you know, rebuke against it.
Right. But, you know, like, we're getting to see 2 big meatballs up here just hit each other, walk away, smile. But if you look, Chloe's just extending that CS lead. You know, she's going to get this Scion to a point that he's going to be something they have to deal with, right? A front line that Geologist can stand behind, and somebody that's going to soak up a ton of damage for them. And definitely...
Do we see an Inting Scion, maybe?
I think if we're going to see Inting Scion, we would have seen her go Prowler's Claw, and just go full lethality on it. I think we're going to see her go probably Hole Breaker, Heart Steel. I think that's what we'll see come out of Chloe this game. So kind of silent on the Rift right now, 3K. When you look at it, we've got a Samira that's on, you know, 4 mythics completed on the side of Orange Duck Gaming to 1 now on the side of Hi, Geologist. Sorry, I was looking at the map to see what was going to happen there. But, you know, we've got a Demonic Embrace coming out on the Udyr. That's going to start building the damage, right? You're going to do that and then go into your Mythic. This is probably ambitious here. Level 9, level 10. He's just going to dive out of this. We've got ultimate. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a large
Okay,
amount of
so,
damage.
you know, that was great.
Get out.
Great rotation by StrawberryWitch to save that play. Now everybody just needs to back. This tower is probably going to see the Rift. Did they already drop Rift? They already did drop Rift. I missed that. I'm sorry. You know, nice roam there or rotation by StrawberryWitch to save that. And again, with the problem that happened there is 27 seconds before Dragon, you have no Dragon prep. And your ADC is getting caught out there on the bottom side. So that fight mid costs you another Dragon. Versus prepping for the Dragon. So, you know, really do not want to see High Geologist go round 2 of a bad decision. They need to just let this one go. Let Orange Duck Gaming have it. It's Drake 2. Fight over the third one. You don't have a good fight. But we're going to see the fight go.
Yeah. That is incredibly lucky that StrawberryWitch gets out of there.
Get to walk out of there.
That's got to be like 3 health, maybe?
Yep. Oh no, is the call really to go back in? Please tell me that's not. So we've got a call to go back in here. Cage goes down. You're going to see Nyla. Spliff wants it. So they do get a kill here. They do get a kill on Monster. Just not worth it. That gold lead's now out to 5,000 gold. That fight just was not worth it. You're giving up too much.
You get nothing out of Strawberry.
Nope.
It's a 4v3 at that point.
Yep. So, you know, Yasuo is going to get to continue to push this CS lead, right? He's now up. So, you know, what Chloe's doing up top doesn't matter. Jungle's now up in farm because we've seen, you know, jungler go down multiple times. So, you know, Orange Duck Gaming is just putting this money away, getting the objectives. I think, you know, they should play for the second Rift Herald. It just opens a tower for them. But you're going to control the objectives from here. Nice work from their side. Just taking what they're given. They're setting up at the objectives early, which is good. And they're just letting the fights come to them. And
their team is there. Like they're pooling around the objective. They're not, you know, one lane making a decision to go get the objective and then the others being late to the fight. Everybody's there. They're all on the same page.
Now, so we do see a pick. They decide this is the fight. They need to get a kill somewhere. That's an ultimate on top of Spliff. Probably goes down here. Yep. And now that Mordekaiser ultimate. Now do they get the kill here on Fulcrumm? Sit on top. Oh, someone needed to sit on top of that lantern or throw a ward on it so he couldn't click it. Able to get out of there, though, because that lantern wasn't covered. And I don't see who did the kill. Did the kill go over to Odin? The kill went over to ODIIN, I think, on the.
That's unfortunate. Strawberry got caught.
Yep. Oh my, this is going to be another one down too.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. Samira is now 7-1, so should we, with the Collector done, got the Merc Tread, like, you got Collector, you've got Shield Bow, should be able to do what she wants to now. So Hãdës is going to be able to just kind of control those fights.
Odin's getting starved out.
It's exactly what happened to me last game, right? Once your lanes start to collapse in and they have that lead, the vision is just there. I think, you know, High Geologists have better vision than we do, though, on the map from our game. They at least have their jungle covered, but they're going to be able to starve Odin out. They can't pull up against it, right? You're looking at 8k gold lead. You got a Samira that's fed. The Silas is fed. Yasuo's nothing to blink at either, right? So here goes what I talked about. They're going to try to burn this Rift Herald down really quick. They have enough damage. They should be able to get that before 1945. As long as they get to the back. There we go. Get the eye, pull it out. I don't like when you pin it up against the wall. You step back and pull that a little differently, a little easier for everybody to get to the eye. But yep, there it is. Enough damage for it. You're going to get the Rift Herald. And then, honestly, they could look to use this Rift and go straight back to Baron. They're so far ahead.
Right.
20-minute Baron's not out of the realm of possibility for these guys. Great combo there by Irene. Up 2 levels. This, again, not a fight you want, guys. Odin staring down a 3-level head. Like, oh, my.
Oh!
Woo! I really thought Irene had that one, to be truthful.
Yeah.
That was a clutch polymorph by StrawberryWitch coming through to save High Geologist there and give him a kill. And that kill goes over on Germ, so that's great. He's going to need to keep scaling and be there to pop Yasuo and Samira.
Popping the spot lane, gonna break some stuff open.
So they're gonna push it in here. It'll get the charge off. Should be able to hold this down. I think, you know, that was a good ultimate there by Spliff. Nice kill onto Monster. A little aggressive on the side of Orange Duck Gaming just to have the 2 of them go up. I know Samira is really large, but 4v2 I still think can be done. So would have been nice if they could have picked up the Samira there. That shutdown would have been good on Spliff, but
there's a potential here. The High Geologists are here at Dragon. They need to do this quickly.
they need to get this one. You've got 7 seconds before Monster's there. You got to watch the Silas. Can stop a TP if Morg tries to. Oh my, nice smite steal there by Fulcrumm. That's huge for his team. He does die for it, but that's you're now on soul point. Great steal. Team needs to get out so you don't lose any more here.
Odin's gonna get caught here in the jungle. Or he's just gonna say, Irene's just gonna say.
Well, it looks like StrawberryWitch is getting caught there in the jungle as well. That, I don't know. Well, Nyla does Nyla things, I guess, here. There's no wave for the Yasuo to charge up, but there's the ultimate. That's what they needed, right? Just getting the Qs charged. But StrawberryWitch was able to get out. There's a scary moment there for her as well, as she was walking through that topside jungle. Good call here by Chloe, just back. They're going to take that top tower. They'll collapse the Samira and the Thresh on it. And, you know, on the side of Orange Duck Gaming, you can now send Yasuo here. Someone's going to have to roll over to answer him. He may be able just to take that tower, depending on what happens here.
Looks like they're going to send Odin.
Oh, and Chloe's... Okay, does get back under tower at least. Still tanky. Doing damage. They're not, like...
a lot of damage.
Heartsteel, we got Sunfire Cape coming out, right? So that's Ion's got a large health pool to work with and good armor there. So now, if you're Orange Duck Gaming, in my mind, just set up for Baron. You can get the Baron here. I feel like if you position right, look for a pick. This might be the pick they needed for it. Odin just needs to get away. You can't have jungler dead, that's for sure. Easy Baron. Just needs to back. You can't give up easy Baron here. They know where he's at now.
Interestingly enough, though, they're going bot lane. They're going bot side.
I think what they want to do here, right? That tower's low enough. If the 4 of them are strong enough, they could look to 4-man this. And if they get 1 or 2 picks here, then you can just rotate to Baron as a team. They also know blue buff's up. They could keep starving Odin out. There's no pressure here for them to force it. And, you know, they're going to keep sending resources at Irene. So, you know, just hover, support them. They're really in the driver's seat at this point. You're looking 9k gold lead, continuing to steal all the resources. They've got High Geologist shoved into their base. Just play it safe. I love the sound Heartsteel makes. I hate the item, but I love the sound it makes. It's very satisfying.
Ate the Yasuo ult like it was nothing.
Yeah, so this is where it could get interesting. Chloe does provide that wall they needed, and there's the fight. So that's not what you wanted to see, right? Because now you could say this is where you go to. Oh, so the stun's there. Now Samira's tearing through them. They do kill the Thresh. Now can Chloe deal with the Samira? Gonna be able to walk out the ultimate. So 4 for 3.
It's just unfortunate they didn't get the Samira.
Right, that shutdown's really large. That would have been very nice.
Yeah. And the problem with that fight is it didn't really cut into the gold league.
It didn't. You needed the Samira to die, I think, to see that real change there. You got a 700 gold bounty there. Would have made a difference happen. I want to go back and watch it. Sometimes in the heat of the moment you're watching it, there's things to look. I wonder, could they have just backed off the chase, reset and gone straight to Baron? Did you really need to chase through for that? Does ODIIN just need to pull off there? And do they go back? You pick 2. You could then draw a fight at Baron. Possible. We also have Dragon now up in 33 seconds, so they are at least getting out here early. ODIIN gets away from the Thresh Hook. This is Soul, Tex Tech. Nice little pop up there. It's going to be another 4v4. And we have ultimates across the board from everybody, so it should be a pretty good fight. I think the nice thing now about this, though, when you're going into Dragon, you can have Chloe just steam headlong into it, right? She's going to be able to tank that damage, but they've waited a little long here, in my opinion. I think at this point, you just go away. ODIIN's pushed and could get caught out here. That back's going to need to go off pretty quick. Must make it. Camera's not changing.
Yep.
And poor Veigar here is just not able to do much to stop the Mordekaiser.
Pushes the wave out, though. Gets the ward off the tower.
Here's the Baron start, which I like. I think it's good. No vision yet by High Geologist, so this Baron should just... There's so much damage there. Yep. Now what I'd like to see is this should be the push, and Orange Tech Gaming should be able to really make a big dent in this space and then look to close out the game from...
Right.
I would say, I don't think they close out the game on this Baron as long as High Geologist plays this safe, but you should have no more outer top turret, and I expect at least 1, if not 2, inhibs to go down if this push is right. Chloe does have TP, but they might be able to get a tower out of this themselves since there's a delayed push by Orange Duck Gaming to take this top tower.
Right.
So, good call to send Chloe bottom. I think bounties are up for them, are they not, on those towers?
I believe it was, yep.
So, they're going to take a tower of their own. So far right now, even trade. And really in the side of High Geologist is better for them. Chloe's here in time, so I think they can hold this now. Thresh is low.
Low-ish.
You gotta stop those cannon minions because this tower will go down. They rotate over. They do stop them. Nice cage to at least hold that. Yasuo is trapped in there. Freeze goes through. Nice damage. So that's a positive on the side of Geologist, but good siege here. It is nice with Scion. You can kick that cannon back so you can that damage off the tower, but
buy you a little bit of time.
Yep. Not the closeout I would have liked to have seen from Orange Ducks. I really did expect, with how we've seen him play in the past, that would be a pretty clean take the top side, especially with Chloe not there. So far, Baron really hasn't brought much for them.
No. One objective.
Which is honestly great on the side of Geologist, because you're going to have inhibitors and things up to be ready to prepare for the Elder fight, right? You've got to fight over Elder Dragon at this point. So having those inhibitors, having those towers, that's huge. You're not having to worry about waves pushing into your base. There's no supers crashing in. You have to leave Chloe top to deal with it. You can actually come as a group and be prepared to handle that.
Right.
I don't like this call either of ODIIN and StrawberryWitch to pick the fight with this Mordekaiser. 5 levels up, and you just take the Lulu. And I'm sorry, the little Yordle gets hit with a hammer a couple times, and Mordekaiser comes out. So I'm glad to see him back off there.
They send the Yasuo bot lane again. I think that's the play. You can take towers pretty quick.
They can't answer him, and like a level 13 ODIIN's not gonna be able to handle Irene. Like, this is one of those things that you gotta. I feel like Chloe's got to answer that. Like, I know Chloe can't be the answer to everything, but Chloe's the only one that can handle that damage. Level 18 now. Now here comes the push, right? So this is good. The push is here from the side of Orange Duck Gaming. This is what you want to see. So Elder's up in a minute 39 now. You have 2 inhibs that are open. Elder Dragon is going to be very hard for the side of Geologist to contest now. I don't even know if you need Elder Dragon. Everyone's still healthy. The right fight here could just lead to an in-game push. There's enough waves crashing in.
Absolutely. There's there's the Yasuo.
Wow, that was a huge Zonia's right there. A nice ult by Germ. So Yasuo was down. So now we have a 5v4 here. They may be able to hold this out. And the unfortunate thing is, oh, nope, there goes ODIIN. There's still a minute left before that comes up. Turrets are there. Taking damage. Can they chase them out? Nice. They do take out Monster as well. So Geologist, they hold down the fort. They're still alive.
They fighting.
You have an Elder Dragon in 40 seconds. Both members of Orange Duck Gaming will be up in time. And you don't have the ability to get out and actually set up wards for this, right? StrawberryWitch is cleaning up the vision around their jungle, but really can't afford to go out there and put those deep wards because Samira and Mordekaiser are still in the jungle.
Right. Nah, yeah, she doesn't want to get into the jungle, get caught by Mord or Samira, because it's going to be pretty much a 1-2 wait at the fountain.
And are they going to send ODIIN on the suicide mission?
He's got to time this, and now I know he's there.
This. Yeah, I don't. This isn't good. Yeah, he doesn't even get there. You know what? I still believe in miracles. There could be a Christmas miracle here, Stretch. But I think at this point, Orange Duck Gaming should be able to march this wave in, and should look to be able to take these 2 towers.
Yeah. I mean, half the front line's gone.
That Scion is a monster, though. But you know what? In the face of the whole team, still goes down. The nice thing is, when Chloe dies, you can still deal damage. So are you able to help here? So Silas goes down. Might take Monster. Takes Monster with her. So even in death, Chloe gets to take 2 down. But nice execution by Orange Duck Gaming.
Yeah. Way to kind of... There's a couple points in that game where they could have very easily lost the game, but they turned it around, got back under control, and secured their win.
Yep. Nope. No. Good work by both teams. So that concludes week 5 for us of the Journeyman League. So we are working through. We may have a switch up at the 5th team in the league, just to give everybody a heads up. We're working through that, so our schedule may look a little different, and we may either cut a week off of the regular season because we're down to 4 teams, or if we can keep the 5th team in, we'll be able to keep that season where we plan on it being. So thanks for everyone who's come out and supported the stream. Stretch, thanks for being here and commentating for me, and Spliff, thanks for shoutcasting on short notice. And great work to everybody who played tonight.
Yeah, I mean, great games. Another action-packed night of League of Legends for the OSG tournament. Appreciate you guys showing up and showing your support for us. Like I said before, couldn't do it without you. This is Stretch signing out.
All right, everybody have a great evening.